plug, I'm connected to the socket. Already paid dues, I'm forever paying homage.
Yeah, this is easy, bro, because we really just be kicking it.
Yeah, man. Let's cook, bro. Let's cook. One stop back at it. We got Breeze in here. All right. So we got the coaches of 7U, 8U Detroit Titans. I'm a high school basketball coach. I coach junior varsity and I'm an assistant for varsity in a lot of cases. And then I do some training on the side from ages 7th grade all the way through college. Former college athletes on the other side of this conversation. You know, people that have been coaching a long time in the game, training people off and on throughout the years, high school athletes. So we're going to talk about a little bit just from our perspective of what it's like training and coaching that next generation that's supposed to upcoming. And like I said, I mean, I got 7th all the way up through college. They're coaching, 6, 7, all the way up to, all the way up to junior high and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different perspectives going on here. Appreciate y'all. What's going on, Breeze? What's going on, RJ?
What's up? What's good? What's good, man?
All right. So today I had a conversation with a lot of my guys in training because, it's off season. So one of the things I said to them is a lot of people will say that they're a lion, all right? But you can't pick and choose when you want to be that lion, or else you're going to realize you just a gazelle playing dress up. And when you come face to face with a real lion, they're going to eat you alive. That's the type of mentality I try to instill in my guys at the younger ages. What is some of the most challenging parts of coaching up that next generation of players? On you, Breeze.
Okay. I would say to me, I feel like right now I'm coaching 8-year-olds and I'm coaching my freshman high school team as well. I feel like coaching kids nowadays, the hardest part to me is the listening. I feel like listening is easy. You have 2 ears, and listening is what separates you from being good and being great. So a lot of these kids, they think they know it all.
Ooh. Yeah.
And I feel like they haven't put the work in, or they haven't put the time in over the years to come at that approach. And so I feel like it's disrespectful for them to say they know what they're doing at an early stage of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you don't even know basic stuff, but you don't know the thinking part of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The counter part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm telling you something, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just telling you how you can get better at what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
These kids gotta learn, or they have a hard time of taking constructive criticism.
Yeah.
I'm not yelling at you to yell at you. I'm yelling at you because I care about you and I want you to understand that if you do this right and consistently, that's the key word. If you consistently do it, you're gonna be great at it. I'm gonna
Breeze preaching. Breeze preaching.
I'm preaching. I'm gonna praise you when you do good, and I'm gonna tell you that when you do bad. But it's all out of love. It's all out of love, and they have to understand that at a young age is that, in life, you're not gonna have it your way all the time. Sometimes you have to sit back and listen and gather intel, information, and learn from it.
Yep.
And like I said, a lot of kids think they know it and they don't. And that's why, as a coach, I have to instill that, hey, this is how you do it, and we're going to keep doing it until you do it right. Because I have no problem with you keep doing it over and over.
Yep.
So that's how I feel.
Hey, like I said, Breezy preaching, man. He preaching because being able to listen is, I can hear what you're saying, but listening is the ability to take that information, not only process it, but apply it and understand that this is vital information that I may not need right now, but I gotta take care of that, keep it in mind, because that's information for the future. That's going to dictate, who's good and who's great. RJ, most challenging part of coaching for the next generation. Now, You were assistant last year, head coach this year, and on top of that, you now have a son that just started playing football too. So what is your perspective on, not only coaching but being a football dad?
So I'm gonna say like, and see, that's crazy. It's two different perspectives, right?
Yeah.
Because I would say like for coaching my age group, I don't know how it feels to coach high school kids or middle school kids yet. I'm coaching 7, 8 year olds.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say the most challenging part, just kind of to piggyback off of what Breeze was saying, like I would say like dealing with some of the parents, you know,
Ooh-wee.
of these of the new athletes. I feel like the era that we came up in, the parents were more like they were more trusting of the coaches. Like they kind of had like that more traditional approach to where like, oh, like I'm kind of like handing my kid over to this person to,
Mm-hmm.
Guide my child like throughout this process, not only on the field but off the field as well. Like it's kind of like old school, but this new school way of parenting the athlete, they're kind of more like hands on, which is no problem. But a lot of them don't really know what they're doing. Like
Yep.
you got some parents that are hands on who they've been there since day one. They've actually cultivated the kid, the child as an athlete, and they kind of do know the game. They understand like some of the stuff that you're trying to instill into their child, and why you're actually you doing and saying some of the stuff that you're saying and doing. But then most of them, they don't really know. They're just an active parent.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a parent that's been like really active in their athletics, or they've cultivated that in their child.
Yeah.
So they, that's kind of the part that's that's most challenging to me, is like just kind of getting the parents to understand why, a coach is needed, and why not only we need the children to trust us, but most importantly, we need you to trust what we out here trying to do with your kids.
Now,
as
both of y'all hit some points. One side for Breezy, I mean, listening on the kids' part. You talked about the parents. I think that's the same conversation, just from a different perspective. Their listening is involving the game for the players, but the parents is involving kind of like, if you can see the parents trust you, the kids will trust you. If you see the kids trust you, the parents gonna trust you, and both of those go hand in hand. So it's like you gotta understand that you're giving 2 ears and 1 mouth for a purpose. All right, you got to do more listening than talking most of the time. For me, the most challenging part of coaching the next generation is I'm frustrated all the time because I am the most passionate person on the team. I am the most passionate person in the weight room, the most passionate person on the court. And it shouldn't be the case, but like I told Breezy this maybe a week or two ago, I'm never not a player. I always see the game from a player's perspective. If I walk into the gym and I'm there first and I'm the last one to leave, sometimes that's gonna irk me a little bit. If I see that, you know what, I'm ready to, get ready to go, put the basketballs away, lock everything up, and I don't see nobody getting shots up, that's gonna bother me a little bit. Because 9 times out of 10, after I leave the gym, I'm gonna be back early in the morning, or I'm gonna be back later on that night getting extra shots up. I can't be the one that's carrying all the passion for the game. I can't be the one that's providing all of the energy for the game. I can't be the only one that's locked in on his target. I don't want to walk into a game and see you high-fiving and shaking hands with a crosstown rival. That's not what we do. We can do that after the game. We can have that conversation after the game. Fine. Go take pictures with your friends, swap jerseys, anything like that. But when I walk into the gym and I look on the other side and I see Stevenson, Eisenhower, Forward, Chippewa, any of those teams, they getting smoked. That's all I'm thinking about. And I don't want to be the only one carrying that mentality. So the next generation, they don't have that. And boils down to this. 2 words, killer instinct. They don't have it. And I think the hardest part is, if you don't have it as a team, it becomes the coach's job to teach that. And that's harder than any X's and O's. That's more difficult than any game plan, any strategy. My job is to give that killer instinct from myself to my team. That's my biggest challenge, because it makes me uncomfortable. Because if I'm as a player and I don't see that from my teammates, you just not come from the same cloth. You just not like that. And we can establish that understanding earlier. If you're on my roster and you don't have that, you had better get it by the midseason or first game, or whatever the case may be, or you're not going to see the court. And I make that very clear. You cannot play for me if that's what you're going to do. You get a free ticket to the game. You don't have to pay $5. You can sit on the bench next to me. You got a free t-shirt. You get a jersey. Parents, everybody, they'll still come and support you, but you may not see the court. And that's the way it has to be, because they're going to get an understanding that, all right, in order for us to go to the next level and be as great as we can be, we have to carry the same mentality of our head coach. And if you think about it, a lot of these losing programs carry the personality of the coach, but because their coach isn't really passionate about this. They're just showing up to collect a check. But that's just my perspective on all that.
Yeah.
Whole different
And
conversation.
look, I'll give you
whole different conversation.
Look, even to add to that, like just speaking on like my son, he in his first year. I honestly, like, I be telling his coaches, like, man, like, y'all kind of take it like too easy on my son, bro. Like, if I was back here, I'd be, you feel me? But even with that though, like, that's why I don't coach him, because I kind of just want him to jump into it. I just want him to have fun and just see his dad supporting something that he's doing. But you know, it is gonna get to a point where, like, you know, like it's important in his development for me to be like more of a coach to him on the field than just a dad for real.
Yep. Now, Breeze, you took the first question, so I'm gonna pass this one to RJ first.
Let me think of something.
The biggest difference, and all three of us has been there, so we all gonna have different perspectives or similar ones. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a similar perspective, so I don't think this is even gonna take that long.
Right.
The biggest difference going from an assistant coach to a head coach. What is the difference between wearing those hats?
Yeah, you can go on that one for sure. You can go first.
All right, so look, so with me, right? So with me, it's a tricky question because I actually paired, like, my 7U. I actually paired it with our 8U. So my team, my actual team this year, the head coach is still said, but I'm right up under said. You feel me? I do have like more, like a bigger responsibility. So like your actual question would go to Breeze, but I could just tell you, like, you know, like from last year, what changed from last year to this year, you know, as far as my role. Like, I would say, like, the biggest thing I would say is like the time, bro. The time that you got to put in, like, like when you just an assistant or a position coach, the time that you put in, I feel like it's kind of more so on you. I feel like any time that they need you to put in, like, your schedule is gonna be like more than worthy to handle that, and then anything extra that you want to put in is gonna be on you, and that's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
But when it comes to being like a head coach or assistant head coach, like you gotta make time. You feel me? Like,
Yep.
you gotta make time. It don't be time. It don't be like, oh, I got time for all this stuff. Like, you gotta make time, because now your actual schedule has become like more demanding, and then you gotta put in extra work. It's not like if I want to put in extra work. It's not. It's like now, like, I gotta do this extra work because I want us to be competitive. Like, I want us to win. Like, I'm over everything. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if I want us to compete, I gotta put in this time.
Before I pass to Breeze, to add to your point, that's the type of stuff that goes from the head all the way down to the rest of the players, because the players and the parents take note of that. Now they all locked in, and everybody falls in line. Everybody falls in line after that. On you, Breeze.
All right. I got to break this down because we got RJ. He hit it on the nail, but I got to elaborate because I'm actually in the process of doing this right now. So I'm like, that question hit me home. Like, honestly, I'm going through it. But that's a great question, honestly. So I'm not gonna say it's hard for me to say. It is so much for me to say. I'm gonna start off by saying this. Me being a positional coach, dealing with one group. So, for example, I coach the O line and D line for my 8U team. Okay, I'm focused on maybe 7, 8, 9 kids every day,
Yep.
2 hours.
Yep.
Okay. High school now, I'm the head coach of the freshman team. I'm coaching almost 50 kids now. So now I'm going from one position group to now everybody looking at me now.
Yep. Yep.
So it's like, okay, I know what to say for O lineman on D line because I played it. Now, how can I talk to kids at positions I never played before? How can I get them to listen to me and buy into what I'm saying now as a head coach, knowing that I played O line, D line my whole life?
Yeah.
So as a head coach, you got to get in your bag a little more. Okay.
Fact.
As an assistant coach, I never have to take kids home. I can just after practice go straight home to the crib. I have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Head coach, hey coach, can you take me to the house real quick? Can you drop me off the home? So now you got to take extra time out of practice, which I love to do. Don't get me wrong, I love to do it, but now I gotta be more of a head coach and take on those more responsibilities to the chin now. I'm not saying they L's. It's just extra stuff that goes along with having a head coach title.
Yeah.
You know, time. You know, it's times where I'm leaving work at 5 o'clock to shoot down to high school because, like RJ said, I'm getting paid for it now, so now it's more demanding. Now I have to be there. An assistant coach in practice AU, I don't have to be there. I mean, I want to, but I don't have to be there. If something come up, I got other coaches for there. Now me alone, high school, it's just me. I have to be there for meetings. I have to be there early for practice. I got to stay late for practice. I got to be there for coaches meetings. I'm talking to the head coach on varsity. I'm talking to him almost every other day. Me as an assistant, I'll talk to my coaches now, but it's not as much more of it's more of a football type convo rather than a friendship convo.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you know, all the players now in high school come to me, everything, helmets. Hey coach, my shoulder pads. Hey coach, my chin strap. Hey coach, it's like everybody comes to you with everything, and somehow you can't freak out, and you gotta adjust your sayings now.
Yeah.
You know, it's so much verbiage now. I'm have to switch up from talking to 8-year-olds to talking to 14-year-olds. It's a whole new world for me switching in a blink of an eye.
Yep.
You know, being a head coach is people look at it as, oh, he's a great coach. They're winning games. He's a great coach. He's a good guy, but they don't understand that you put in so much time that goes unnoticed.
Yep. When the lights is off. When the lights is off.
Kids, they play for you hard because of the stuff that you do off of the camera.
Yep.
All the extra reps and all the extra pasta dinners and all the film time and all the extra joking around and all the extra doing wind sprints with them as well. Doing O-line stuff with them as well. And I'm in the sun with them. You know what I'm saying? You grind, you show like you grinding with them. So when you build that trust, they play hard for you.
Yep.
And as a head coach, it's a great feeling to see that I'm at an age to where I can still go out and still practice with them.
Yeah.
So to show them that, hey, what I'm telling you, I'm really doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not lying. I'm really doing this stuff. I'm teaching because I played this for years.
Yeah.
I played this sport for years. I grinded. I had so many injuries. I've been through so many trials and tribulations with grades and raised in a single mother home. I've been through all that from in my life to where I'm preaching to these kids nothing but positivity, and I have nothing to lie about to them.
Now,
so that's what it is.
One thing I will say, and like I said, we're all gonna have similar points. It's gonna come down to the time. Time is different. Now, think back, you growing up, all right? Everybody know, at least I can only speak for a black home.
Yep.
The only person that's allowed to turn the thermostat up or down is the person that's paying for the house note or the rent, right?
Yep.
We're the ones doing that now. So we're the ones that has to control the temperature in the room at all times. We're the ones that sets the tone for the environment now. We're the ones that cultivates a culture for the entire team. We're not focused on, all right, this kid right here, he's got to work on X, Y, and Z today. All right, let me set up some drills, blah, blah, blah. Get him up to speed. All right, this kid got to do. No. Now we're doing that. Plus, we have to plan, all right, how do all of these pieces fit together? Now we're the ones doing that. Okay, then also, like you said, after practice, all right, who need to get up shots? Okay, now I gotta lock up. We got a couple kids, their parents ain't picked them up. All right, now I'm the one that's waiting for the parents to pick up. Now I'm the one going to all these meetings. Now I'm the one sending out emails. Now I'm the one, doing all these things. And the biggest thing that goes unnoticed is, I'll say it like this. All right, I have one son that has my last name. And when the season starts, I have 14 more sons that I gained.
Yep.
You're not only just, a coach. A lot of times you're a father figure to majority of these kids. So the responsibility is that much more, because now I'm in a position where I have to help them grow as men. I have to grow them, as young men. So now that responsibility as an assistant, you're kind of, I don't want to say you're exactly a friend, but you're more along that lines. When you become a head coach, you're more along the lines of a father figure in some respect. Going back to Breeze, all right. One of it's a jungle mentality, all right, a survival mentality when it comes to the off season. When you're talking to your guys, and we've had conversations before, but I want you to say some of the conversations that you've had with them, where in the off season, it's a different beast than being in season. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Where a lot of times you're preparing for a game, where you're preparing for a certain team, and you're locking in and focus on a singular target. You don't necessarily have that in the off season. You have to create that somewhat. So what is some of the messages that you send to your guys as far as off season training goes, and their mentality and their approach to that?
Yeah. That's a great question as well. First and foremost, off season is when you truly, or where it truly shows who loves the game.
Mm-hmm.
I tell my kids all the time, you can like the game or you can love the game. That's too big. If you really think about it and break it down, it's probably one of the truest statements in football you can think of. Because in the offseason, think about it. Everybody's out of school.
Mm-hmm.
You can sleep in all day. You can play the game all day. NCAA just dropped. So all the kids right now are playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You got all the food at the crib, all the pop, all the good food.
Yeah.
So other kids, or I'm going to say majority of the kids are at the crib chilling. You can be putting the work in right now, getting better, 2 times better, faster. You're learning the game, from the off season. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
in the season, it's a fact. And this is real, because you got to think about it. In the summertime, it's on a good average days like 85, 84 degrees, sunny, sometimes 90. And it's easy to say, you know what, these wind sprints or these suicides, I'm straight. I'm straight. I do it tomorrow.
Yep.
Tomorrow I'm gonna go crazier. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. So you keep telling yourself that, but then tomorrow come by, you know what? I'm gonna stop playing Breeze. I'm gonna do it Friday, man. I'm gonna go crazy Friday.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like the off season is where you hone your craft.
Mm-hmm.
It's where you pick up stuff. That's how off season is when you learn consistency.
Yeah.
Consistent. How consistent can you get up in the morning or stay late in the afternoon and do the stuff that you don't want to do? Mm-hmm. Deep down in your heart you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it. Deep down you don't want to. Everybody been there. Everybody's been there.
That's a fact.
But since you love the game so much,
RJ ain't hit 30 though. He ain't hit 30, so he don't know about the knees and the back, and he don't know about that.
Oh yes I do. Yes I do.
Oh man, that
29. I still.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did. He for sure.
He did.
I'm just still, I still got a little bit more left in the tank. That's all.
No. But back on the off season, the off season, all the great players, they play their sport year round, and you still can incorporate your sport into the off season training. Mm-hmm. You still can make it fun. It don't gotta be about running and working out 24/7.
Yeah.
You still can work on your technique.
Yeah.
Technique wins a lot of games off of technique alone.
100%.
If you tired,
100%.
if you tired in the game, but your technique crispy, and you give effort with that, and other teams are being lazy and their technique falling apart, you gonna win that rip.
Yep.
If you run that extra sprint in the summertime, by the time it's fourth quarter and other team gassing, it's gonna play first quarter to you.
Yep.
Because you put in that
Yep.
work in the hot sun when they at the crib or when they assigned to do a team practice.
Yep.
Do it when no one watching. So when the highlights come, oh, he's sweet. But they don't know when the highlights come out what you did in the summertime to get those highlights.
100%.
And once you understand that and have love for the game, you're gonna treat off season like it's the regular season.
100%. And you know what? I want you to take a different perspective, RJ. Talk about the off-season mentality as a coach.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's like, I think we a walking testament of that. Like in youth sports, bro. Like I was at one point I was a kid athlete. You know what I'm saying? And the off season, usually when you're a kid, it's either like literally what it is, the off season, or it's like the season when I go and play my other sport. You know what I'm saying? My secondary sport to stay in shape or something like that. We have guys that like they do training, they do speed and agility training in the off season.
Yep.
While we here, we'll do a little promo. We're gonna be doing some offensive, defensive alignment training this winter. You know, we're gonna be doing stuff, you know, in the off season. We kind of set the tone as coaches in the off season for our players to understand that the off season is like where the great players really hone they craft for real. Like that's where like I became, you know, Coach RJ for real. Last year, I was just a guy who knew how to, you know, I just knew the game and I knew how to, you know, different schemes together and stuff like that. But now I'm a real coach. I know what to do in certain situations. I know how to take a guy from 0 all the way to 100. I know how to develop a kid who's never played before, never tackled before, never even put on shoulder pads and a helmet before. Like all of that was cultivated during this past offseason. I really put the time in and cared about becoming better. And you have more time to, you know, to work on your craft and your skills in the off season. So like I said, like our team is just a, you know, coaches and players. We are walking testament to that. The coaches doing this set the tone for the entire team.
100%. And to piggyback off that point, I always tell my players at the end of the season, all right, this is the conversation I have after the last game and at the last practice. You're not necessarily competing with another teammate. You're not necessarily competing with another player on another team from another school. I'm going to be the one that's going to outwork you all summer long. That's the problem you got to deal with. Because guess what? School starts, basketball season in a couple months. It's 5:15. I'm here. Where you at? All right, after the school. All right, I'm here. Where you at? I'm lifting weights. I'm training. Where you at? We got workouts. You laughing and fooling around. Oh, okay, bet. I know what type of approach you taking. We get into a workout and I see, all right, we got 3 sets of X, Y, and Z, but you only do 2. All right, you don't want it bad enough. You have to outwork me. Because guess what? I'm here. I'm lifting. I'm training. I'm coaching. All right, and then after we leave in here, I'm watching film. I'm doing my stretches. I'm getting up, coming back here, getting shots up. It was a couple situations where, yeah, granted, I got the keys, but I send out a message and say, hey, I'm going back for a second workout tonight. Who's pulling up? So the fact that I'm always here, I don't want to hear no excuses because I got a job, I got a family, I got multiple, you know, business on the side. I got a podcast. I'm coaching and working on and training and all this stuff. You can't give me any excuse, especially when you out of school. And I know for a fact, because I play video games too. I can see on PSN when half of my players been up all night playing NCAA. When they be up all night playing Call of Duty, being up all night playing NBA 2K. That's where my edge comes in at as a player, because I can see, okay, this person isn't as passionate about it. He's not taking it as seriously as I am. There's an opportunity to outwork somebody. I'll never be the best shooter, the best scorer, the best passer, the best rebounder, the best defender. I'll never be the best businessman. I'll never be the best, at marketing. I'll never have the best YouTube channel or anything like that. But I guarantee you, if we line up and say who's going to outwork somebody, you'll never win that battle. You don't have a chance. Not a single opportunity is available to you for you to outwork me. I wake up early, I go to bed late because this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I do. I outwork people. And that's the thing that's missing from coaches in a sense, is all of their work, like we talked about, is done behind the scenes, but the willingness to let them see you work. Because if they can see you work, they'll see you fail and they'll see you get back up. They'll see you when you're successful. They'll see you at your lowest. They'll see everything in between. My biggest thing as far as off-season mentality is who's going to put in the work? I'm not going to beg you. I don't have to beg you to be here. I got the keys now. I got the keys to the gym, the field, and the weight room. I have everything I need. Are you going to show up? And I tell my kids all the time, take account of who's not here consistently. There's your opportunity to take somebody's spot.
I'm glad you said that. What you just said, I thought about something that's now in my head while you was talking. And it kind of, the part that you said that I'm thinking about right now is, it kind of makes me mad when I see kids half stepping it or going through the motions.
Yes.
Because me as like you said, a player coach, it's like in my head, I'm like, if I had a chance to redo it one more, to go back and redo it one more time, I would go hard every single rep, even in practice. So when you see kids doing it, you like, I know I did. I ain't gonna lie, I know I did that back when I was younger.
Yep.
So it's like you see kids wasting potential. So now you're trying to show them like, hey, y'all, this is serious now. It's serious now because it's like you only get one shot at this now. You get 4 years of high school. In today's world, those 4 years will shoot by so fast.
So fast.
And you will graduate so fast, and you'll be working either college or a full-time job, and it will hit you immediately.
Yep. And this is where that listening comes in. That first point y'all made.
I'm more of a father figure now because I want y'all to do better than what I was doing when I was 14, 15, 16 years old. Be better than me. I'm giving y'all the sauce for free.
Yep.
When I was young in junior high, bro, I had no one telling me this stuff when I was 15 years old. I had no one saying this in my ear consistently.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, most coaches, they was there for a paycheck. I'm here because I know what it takes, and I've been through the cycle. I'm just another number now in this football world. I'm just another number now. Make a name for yourself right now, so you can be great. And who knows where it takes you? The NFL not for everybody. Yep. But do it while you're young. Because when you're 32, I still can do it. Don't get me wrong. Like you said, I still can do it. But it's different from when you're 17, 18 doing it.
Yep.
And that's just how your body works. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So don't skip the rep or don't do it. Do it like you in a game. Because how you practice in the practice, how you play in the game.
Facts. 100%. 100%. That's one of the biggest points that I love making, because you can see in the game how practice went that entire week.
Man,
anything else? Anything else you want to add, RJ, before I wrap up?
I'm just gonna say, on a positive note, I do love, I love like how open the athletic world is to the youth. I love like how there's people are starting to invest more into the youth when it comes to their athletic careers, and I love how many opportunities are being created for the young women and young men in this generation when it comes to sports, because that's something that we didn't have growing up. We didn't have as many opportunities to make a career out of something that we just love doing every day.
Yeah.
So I love that. And I just want to say, like, if you're a kid out there, whether you're 6, 7, 8, or you're 14, 15, and you love playing sports, I just want you to take advantage of it. Have fun, but if you have a real talent in it, man, take advantage of great coaches that you have around you, support system, and all of these great opportunities that they have for young male and female athletes in today's society. Please take advantage.
100%. Now, I'm going to close with this. All right. And this is what I told my guys today. I'm gonna just reiterate it. All right. If you think that you can pick and choose when to be a lion, you are not one. You are a gazelle playing dress up, and a real lion will eat you alive. 100%.
Be the bully or get bullied. That's what I say.
I like
You
that.
choose.
I like
You
that.
choose.
Hey, nothing left to say. That's one more for the good guys. We out.